once again to the hot seat. 10 questions for some unsuspecting victim to come in and have to answer them. And this week's person is none other than Women in Trucking President Ellen Voie. Ellen, how are you?
I'm doing great, Bill. I'm looking forward to this.
With some trepidation, it sounds like in your voice?
Yes, exactly.
All right, let's do it. 10 questions for you. First question is always the same, so you maybe have a little bit of a chance to prepare for it. But what is the number one problem your company or organization is trying to solve?
So obviously, Women in Trucking, our mission is to increase the percentage of women in the trucking industry. So the problem we're trying to solve is to create a more gender diverse workforce in the supply chain. So increase the percentage of women as drivers, as CEOs, engineers, truck school owners, trucking company owners, you name it, all women in the industry.
There you go. All right. Number two, what is the best book you've ever read that has helped you in the freight industry? And it doesn't necessarily have to be a freight book, just what book has helped you the most?
Well, I love Mary Kelly, and she's got the 5-minute leadership guide. So Mary Kelly, any of her books, Productive Leaders, she really makes you think about things, and they're always very short, so they don't take a lot of time. So anything by Mary Kelly.
All right, excellent. Number three, what's the best meal you've ever had on the road? In other words, you're going on a road trip, you got to stop someplace. Maybe it's a hole-in-the-wall restaurant. Maybe it's just a quick gas and go. What's the best meal you've ever had? First off, what was it, and where were you?
Oh boy, that is a hard question. Yeah. I would say anything that involves scallops.
Okay. So I take it you're not getting those in Des Moines, Iowa.
No. And, crab cakes are good on the East Coast. I wouldn't order them in Iowa either, but anything that involves scallops. And I've eaten at a lot of great restaurants, so I'm not going to pin it down to one, but scallops would be my favorite meal.
All right. Number four, this is a tough question for a lot of people. What is the number one problem your company or organization is not trying to solve in the freight industry?
Well, we're not trying to create autonomous vehicles.
Okay.
We don't have anything to do with equipment. We're more based on the people side of the industry. So we love the safety aspect of all the technology that's coming in the autonomous vehicle, but that's really nothing to do with us. Okay.
You're on a 1,000-mile road trip, and you only get to listen to one podcast for the entire trip. Which one are you picking?
Oh boy. Anything that's business related. So Daniel Pink, I would say, he's one of my favorites. I love every one of his books. I'm really one of a junkie for Daniel Pink, and he talks about motivation. So he would be my favorite.
All right, then. Number five, what is one law you'd like to see the federal government change with regard to freight?
I would like to give drivers more flexibility in their sleep time and their drive time. I think that a driver, especially a 1-million-mile driver or a 2-million-mile driver, really knows when they're tired and when they need to rest. So I wish the government would give drivers more flexibility in resting and driving.
Okay, that's a great one there as well. Number six, when you go to a convenience store on a road trip, what is your food drink combo of choice as you gas and go?
Well, it would have to be a Diet Coke, even though I stopped buying Diet Cokes, but they're a treat because I try to stay away from any soda, so a Diet Coke. And then I'm really a health food junkie, but I live in Wisconsin, so it would have to be string cheese. String cheese or cheese curds.
All right, yeah, you got to be a cheesehead if you're from Wisconsin, that's for sure. Number seven, we all know that freight is much more than just getting something from point A to point B. It's a lot about problem solving. So in that vein, what is the most difficult problem you've solved in freight?
Well, I'll tell you a quick story. I used to be a dispatcher for a grain hauling company, and we actually had a load that was delivered to Quaker Oats that was not up to their food grade standards, and we had to pick up another load coming back. So I told the driver, just open the hopper and drive down the road and plant oats. So I take responsibility for a lot of the oats that are planted in Iowa because we had to go pick up another load. So what do you do with the oats that don't live up to the food grade standards?
That is the freight version of making lemonade, right there. Absolutely. When you've been given lemons. Where are we at? Number 8. All right. So, what is the greatest innovation in the freight industry ever?
Well, I'm going to tell you my favorite one, and it's keyless entry. Like when you go to a hotel and you can use your phone to get into the motel.
Mhm.
Well, there's a company called Irdetto that made keyless entry that allows you to unlock the door by sending a message to your phone, and then to start the engine by sending a message to your phone. So to me, that's safety, it's technology. It just, to me, it's the wave of the future. So keyless entry on a truck, and we will have one on the truck that we're giving away. So we'll show it off.
That is not an answer that would have popped in my head first, but that's certainly a good one there. Number 9, what is your CB handle, and make one up if you don't have one?
Oh, I actually have one. I actually went to school for broadcast journalism, and I was a disc jockey in Ohio. So my handle was Ohio DJ many, many, many years ago. So haven't used it. It was Ohio DJ. So if anyone hears Ohio DJ on the CB, that's me.
Okay. And number 10, last one. Complete this sentence. Freight is blank.
All about people. Freight is all about people. It's people who transport it, people who schedule it, people who need it, people who use it, people who sell it. So to me, the whole industry is all about people.
That's a great answer. Ellen Voie, you are off the hot seat.
Awesome. I'm glad I don't have the planes behind me like you do.